The most valued, I be feeling like $1 million in the bank account. The most valued, never die, cause I'm going for the big amount. The most valued, I just turn the robbers cause I really hold it down.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Most Valued Podcast, MVP. You know, we're here with another episode, another interesting character here, another interesting individual. Sorry Becky couldn't make it today. She's just a bit busy at the moment, but she'll be here soon. I know you guys are missing her, but with no further ado, we have Brhane Mesfin. I was about to say Mahawi. What was I about to say Mahawi?
Got my name off to a bad start. Nah, that's good.
Brhane Mesfin is an entrepreneur. You know, he's a very interesting person. A lot of opportunities that he has for other people as well. So yeah, what's happening, bro?
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah.
How
are you? How are you?
I'm good, bro. Good.
Yeah.
Life's good. Can't complain.
Yep.
Good to be here. I love what you guys are doing, so I'm excited to be a part of it. The small part that I'll play.
Yeah.
So when you guys are 200 episodes deep,
yeah,
I was up there, top 10.
Top 10. Nah, you're 11th, bro.
11th.
Nah, not 11th, man. So yeah, today we're talking about all your businesses, all your investments, what you got going on the side. You know, you have an event, Sunset Sundays, that you run with other people as well, not just yourself.
So a team of four.
Yeah, a team of four, which is pretty good. A wealth advisor, educationist, tutorer, financial planner, event organizer, and promoter as well. Wow, it's a lot, man. What actually got you into, let's start off with Sunset. What got you into event organizing and hosting events?
Sunset was something we started 2020.
Yeah.
So it was during COVID when we first tried to launch, but then I think March 2020, COVID happened, and then we opened up officially in September 2020.
Yeah.
But that was something that was kind of like a 4-year plan.
That planning for 4 years.
Not planning for 4 years, but it's just something we talked about for so long, and then eventually just the stars aligned, and we're like, you know what, let's just give it a go, see what happens. We're already friends with some of the DJs. I think the hardest part was probably just finding a venue, and then going from there. And then it's been good. So 3 years. We just had our 3-year anniversary.
Yes, that was at the court, wasn't it?
Yeah, the court, 2000's birthday, 2000's party.
Yeah. Why do you guys actually always do 2000s parties? Like,
we just did it like the first year, and then we're like, let's do it again, because 2000s was kind of in. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same next year, but people like with the baggy pants and the the Nikes and stuff are all back in now, Air Forces and all that. So kind of leveraged off that. So that was kind of like the theme every year for our birthday. But yeah, man, it's been good. You know, we've got a good team of 4.
Yep.
And that in itself has been, you know, a learning curve as well. So yeah, like,
you like the reception that you guys got when you guys had your first event?
Yeah. Well, we had the COVID restrictions on capacity kind of worked in our favor.
So that's 2020, right?
Yeah. So it was like 2 people per square meter or some bullshit like that. So it was like 50% of the capacity.
Yeah.
So we were able to sell out quite easily.
Because less people.
Yeah, less people. But
does that count?
It really helped for the brand, right?
Okay,
because if you're selling out and people were missing out for like almost even longer than a year, I think.
Yeah.
You know, that created hype in itself.
Yeah.
So at the time, we're like, fuck, man. Like, people want tickets. We're trying to sell tickets, blah, blah. But in hindsight, when we look back at it, it's like, probably like a bit of a blessing, to be honest.
Yeah. How do you guys go by like promoting your events? Like, what's the like remedy? Because I know a lot of people love Sunset.
Yeah.
You know? And when a Sunset ticket is out, people are sending me Sunset, you're going Sunset, you're going Sunset. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, why is this hype so, you know, like... elevated. Why is it so elevated?
I think now the name itself has, like, the name itself does enough. But in the first year or so, there was a bit of work that went into it. You know, just trying to make sure we're a bit different to other events that are on, and then obviously targeting a specific crowd. Playing certain music with the DJs that we work with as well. And the venues that we work with as well, different venues.
Do you think that like the time that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, just like venues being an issue in Perth. We're quite limited, unlike over East where they're blessed with options. Whereas in Perth it's quite restrictive.
Opportunities. Damn. Do you think that the time that you guys came into the game was like a great time? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there weren't that many events happening in Perth at that time.
Yeah, there weren't that many new ones. Also, like I mentioned, the time with COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just a combination of things that really worked out well for us. And we've obviously reaped the rewards of that over the last 3 years. And
Definitely.
hopefully many more years to come.
So with the event organizing area, I know a lot of people are getting into it now, and you said it might be it's getting a bit saturated in some areas.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people are just starting events.
I think there was I'm pretty sure we averaged a new event like for the first 2 months of this year, every single week. So it's quite a bit hectic, and like Perth having the limited venues, some of the events with the same genre, same crowd are hosting this, using the same venue. So I think it's quite difficult to scale from there. But we've kind of differentiated ourselves. Being a Sunday, being R&B hip hop, we don't dip into Afro and Amapiano too much.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, do you think the rise of Afro beats has helped Sunset Sundays or no?
It's never really been. Yeah, it's never really been our thing. Yeah, like predominantly R&B hip hop.
R&B hip hop.
Yeah. So that in itself is also a different crowd to like the true Afro beats and Amapiano crowd as well. But it's obviously a blend of both. Yeah.
No, because when I went to the event in New Year's Day, there was a bit of Afro beats, but not too much actually. There was a lot of R&B.
Not too much. Yeah. And I think I think Afro beats now is probably becoming a bit more prominent. So you get a bit of diversity in the crowds. Whereas like beginning of this year, end of last year, is probably still a bit low key. But obviously now, like the likes of Burna Boy, Remo, and all them, over the next year or so, it's just going to be everyone's going to be listening to it now.
Sure. What's the average crowd?
Average, in terms of age.
In terms of numbers, actually.
Oh, numbers.
Yeah.
Depends on the venue. But,
average.
Yeah, 500.
500.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
500. Most of the Badlands ones were borderline 450, 500.
Damn.
But then obviously the court.
500. Court was like bigger space massive, as well.
Yeah.
Was that sold that event?
The one that we just had wasn't. Last year's was, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Market Grounds, New Year's Day was sold out. It was like 900 people. Yeah.
What's the average ticket price? Let's do the math here, man. Let's do the math here.
It's online. It's online somewhere.
I think it's like $60 or something. So
60.
Is it 60 or 70? It's a bit lower, isn't it?
Nah, regular. It's like 25, 30.
25, 30, yeah. Okay.
I mean, New Year's Day might have been a bit more.
Yeah.
25, 30.
I think New Year's Day, it was a bit more. I remember buying a ticket, it was like 40 something.
Yeah.
But still do the maths on that, man. That's like, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's amazing what you're doing with Sunset Sundays, man. I know you're definitely inspiring a lot of people as well to, go out and start their own event. Why not? What's the
definitely everyone go get yours. 100%.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. There's no restriction to it. Honestly, we're all here to make bread. Yeah,
definitely.
With the events industry, what are the new trends you're seeing? That's a bit different to when you started.
I think the biggest thing that's changed is the Afrobeats and Amapiano scene. That just went from nothing to something like in a year.
So quick, wasn't it?
Yes. And then like with all the artists, like just in the last 12 months, the amount of artists that have come, like through like Yemi at Afrobeats Fusion has killed it. Yeah. Even Essence. They brought a few DJs
Essence
in.
popping through as well.
Yeah, it's massive now.
Yeah.
But also
Sunday Jam?
Sunday Jam, I don't know if they brought artists or not, but they've been around. Rudy is killing it. He's been around for like longer than 7 years, like way before my time. And he's still going strong.
He's still, man. Credit to him. Credit to him, man, for keeping that.
Yeah.
Keeping that work. Yeah. That's so good, man. You're doing a lot of good things out there. We're not going to stay on Sunset for too long, but it's an amazing event, Everyone loves it, I guess. What are 3 tips you would give to someone who is trying to get into that scene, like trying to organize their own events? Yeah, like I can see myself as an event planner, event organizer.
I think the biggest thing is just trying to be different.
Yeah.
We've had our fair share of copycats as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure other events have experienced it as well.
Frauds.
And Perth being so small, it's like you can't afford to be a copycat.
No,
because people see
you have to be
through.
different, man. You just have to be different.
Yeah, that's the main thing, really. Like outside of that, it's just obviously a bit of networking.
Yeah,
putting your face out there.
Yep.
And then I don't know, just building on that relationship with your venues as well.
Yeah.
Because that can go a long way.
Yeah.
Building some sort of like long-term relationship with the people that you work with, because a lot of you're relying on them quite a bit.
Yeah.
For the success of your event.
So you're saying like you need like a team?
Yeah, I mean, well, we've got a team of 4, yeah. So that's worked out well for us. But also like the people that you work with in terms of, it could be your DJs, it could be the venue, it could be the people handling your tickets, your door staff, just everybody that's kind of like you're outsourcing to your videographer, photographer, just having great relationships with them so they can uphold your brand.
Yeah.
I think that's really important as well.
Yeah, it's all about relationships.
And that's in any business, right?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it is in any business. You need good relationships and network a lot with different people. You never know who you're gonna need one day. I guess. Yeah,
100%.
Definitely do that. Financial planning. Oh, that's a good topic. I wanted to actually name this episode "Money Talks." I think "Money Talks" is like an appropriate title for it. Money Talks, man, because some people dress simple. They look quite pleasant, but damn, they're
money talks.
They're money talks. Money talks. They're money talks.
I get that a tick.
So yeah, with financial planning and your wealth advising, like how did you get into that?
Oh, a bit of a journey, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I've gone back. I did engineering at UW and Curtin for a bit.
I did engineering at UW. Oh,
yeah, and then I just changed uni for whatever reason, moved to Curtin thinking that was going to change, still doing engineering, thinking that was going to change things. That didn't change shit. And then eventually I was just like, you know what, like, fuck engineering. So I really liked economics during high school. So I was like, all right, let me just continue building on that. But then I had a bit of a, understanding like the fundamentals of maths and stuff like through high school.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I kind of still hold on to that? And then that's where finance came into the picture. So just a combination of the two, economics and finance. And then I kind of made the decision that, if I'm going to change degree, I'm going to kind of, really focus and try and give it my all and try and, get involved with like the networking side of things and trying to get an internship. So that was key in terms of my transition to financial planning, because I reached out to a few different businesses. Man, I think it was like, I sent like 60 emails out.
Sheesh.
One night, I went on Facebook and typed finance.
Because you need clients?
No. In terms of looking for an internship, because I was still studying.
Yes.
Still working, like, I think I was doing like bartendering or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me try and get some sort of work into the actual industry.
Yeah.
And then just reached out to like 60 different businesses, had no idea who they were, just typed in finance on Facebook, whatever business came up, just found their email, sent 60 out. I think one got back to me saying, appreciate you reaching out, but not interested.
Oh, damn.
Another one came back saying some bullshit. I was like, fuck off. And then,
such a hard industry to get into, eh?
Yeah. But I mean, opportunity is there. Like if you find, like if you're looking for it, I think you can find it.
You can find it. Yeah.
And then the last one that got back to me were like, coming for a chat. We haven't done something like this before, but the admin staff that we have at the moment are part-time. So it'd be nice to just have someone in. And then linked up with them. It was a mortgage broking firm, and it ended up being quite a reputable one in Perth. So that was lucky from that aspect.
Damn. Then, so you got an internship with a?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say like an official internship. It was more like just a volunteer position. Okay. And then I just volunteered my time. I told them like work for free, do it for however long I want, and they were like, yeah, cool. So I went in like every day. No, it's not every day. Every week, once a week. Yeah. So I think it's like every Wednesday, every week for like a year and a half.
Learning the ropes.
Yeah, just doing like basic admin stuff, kind of getting introduced to that work, the office environment and stuff, like the corporate world, learning how to like, deal with clients. But also that the main introduction that I had to like financial planning and all that kind of like aspect of finances and stuff is more so because I was doing a lot of data entry for clients, like the assets and liabilities and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm doing some clients, I'm like, fucking like 200 grand a year. I've got like 3 properties. Fucking drives this car. I was like, fuck, like how are these people making money?
Making this money, yeah.
Yeah, and I never really had that insight into like behind the scenes for people, for their, for their finances and stuff. You just see what you see.
That's true. That's true.
So I never really got that.
You can go to someone and ask them a question. Oh yeah, how are you making this money? How do you have all these assets?
Yeah. So then a bit of that, I was like, okay, well, this is kind of cool. It was mortgage broking, so it was a lot of data entry and stuff. And then I was like, all right, how do I I kind of enjoy this bit, but then how do I like take it to the next level? How do I get a bit more personal with the clients? And then that's where financial planning came in. And then I was lucky enough I had a friend that introduced me to a financial planning business just after I finished uni. And then, they were looking for someone, started off as a receptionist. This is after I finished my degree. Yeah. Started off as a receptionist, and then now I'm still at the same place.
This guy. Man knows how to work up in a business, man.
Yeah, started from the bottom, for real. Legit serving coffees, bro. Serving water, serving coffees.
Yo, that's
and
wild.
I think I did that for a year. Then I did like admin, which is like just data entry for another year.
Yeah.
And then I was like an associate. So I was just kind of supporting the advisors. And then I went back to uni, did my financial planning degree. Yeah. Which I say is like, it wasn't really a degree because there's only 7 units because a lot of the units I got exempt from my financial planning, finance degree. Yeah. So there's only 7 units, did that part-time over 2 years. Yeah. And then, and then became an advisor like a year later. So it's been advising officially for, I think, like coming on 2 years, I think.
2 years now. Yeah. How are you finding it?
It's good, bro. It's good. Still early days, but love it. Like, I've got some clients, especially my younger clients that, late 20s, early 30s, heaps of like fly in, fly out clients.
5-0.
Yeah. So they're making bank and, they're just like hell ambitious. And I'm like, fuck, like, I can really relate to them because like, we share the same values and stuff. So that's exciting. The conversations I can have with them, especially having done that or doing that myself, like in terms of like the businesses, like the cleaning business and Sunset on the side. Yeah,
we'll touch on that as well. The cleaning.
Yeah, being able to engage in those kind of conversations using my own experience as well is a lot. It's a value add more than what like my financial planning advice can be as well. Yeah. So I think that's great as well. Yeah. But if I can just listen to people's stories, even like the older clients, 60, 65, some of them took their time addressing their finances. But just being able to see the kind of the change that you can have on their life, and like you genuinely see like the stress just leave. And they just like relief. They get really flustered and
just imagine a grandpa just like, yes.
There's one guy, like I had one client, like probably one of like great client, great guy. He's 60, like still had a mortgage and just a whole bunch of shit. And then he was just like,
man was
I don't
stressing,
know.
man.
Just like, I don't know when I'm gonna retire. I was like, all right, don't worry, like we'll give you some clarity.
Like, Superman.
Thank you. It's like, I'm gonna be able to sleep peacefully tonight. And I'm like, great.
That's what I want.
It's a bit fulfilling from that aspect. Yeah.
With financial planning, I know it includes long-term goals. So how do you help your clients reach long-term goals?
Trying to paint the picture. I think clients that are a bit younger, they kind of just, I don't know what to do. So just kind of give me a bit more clarity, and then, you can help them kind of lay the foundation, and they can build on that in like, through their career, earning more income or starting their business or whatever. Yeah. The older clients, it's more so like, what do you want? Yeah,
because they already have.
Yeah, well, some clients already have. Like I had a client last week. They had enough. They had like multiple properties rented out, no debt. 62. I was like, you could retire today. Like, what do you want? Yeah, like, what
that's true.
Like, you're trying to make more money.
You can legit retire now. Yeah, it's passive income, I guess.
Yeah, and then just kind of painting that picture for him. It's like, well, if you want to travel every year, we can make that happen. But it's like.
It's a commission, man. It's a commission.
No commissions. That shit got regulated out.
Right.
Got stripped out a few years back.
Damn, too late, bro.
Yeah, I actually hopped on late. It's quite lucrative back then, but it's right. We're still making money now. Yeah. But just painting the picture, giving a bit more clarity, and just helping them see things that they can't. And that means sometimes it means just going on a whiteboard and just painting the picture for them, like showing them the numbers and saying, look, everything's going to be all right, doing some projections.
So they pay you for every session type of thing?
Nah, so there'll be like an upfront fee. Yeah. So if we go ahead with the advice, then we'll charge you just to get everything set up. And then there's a optional ongoing service fee. So
and you deal with their finances. Yeah. Someone can allocate it, blah, blah.
Yeah. So we help facilitate that, I guess.
Is there an option for failure there?
Option for?
Not option for failure, but can failure occur?
In terms of like where we're investing their money.
Yeah,
not so much. So we don't really fuck with the high risk investments or anything like that. It's more
low
so,
risk.
Yeah. We're talking like your managed funds and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of the value isn't so much in like the products that we recommend. It's more so the strategy.
Yeah.
And that's where, there's some like, especially when you're like 60, there's like fucking like significant tax effective strategies that you can put in place to make that next 5 years until retirement.
Is it for 60-year-olds or is it like?
Yeah. Like there's one particular strategy when you're 60. Obviously, there's other strategies when you're a bit younger as well. But there's one like transition to retirement. So if someone's like 60 and they plan to retire at 65, there's some effective strategies there that you can do to like genuinely change the game for them. So just small things like that. It's like it's not so much about where your money is being invested. It's more so like how it's being invested and how we're contributing to your super and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, super. That's a good one, actually. Super. The frauds. I call them the frauds, man. But they help you. They help you out. But they're a bit of fraudulent activities, man. Legal fraudulent activities. But I have a scenario for you, actually. Let's say I am a 16-year-old. I work at McDonald's. I'm getting 800 a fortnight. I'm 16. And I'm because I saw your saving tips that you had on your page, which is like your banking. It's a piggy bank, every fortnight or every week.
Yeah. It was a weekly savings charge.
Weekly savings charge. Yeah.
It was like a different amount every week.
Let's say I'm following that, and I end up saving 15,000 a year until I'm 21, and I'm 21. That'll be 90,000, right? 15 times.
Oh, if you save every year.
50,000 for every year until I'm 21. That's 5 years. Is that the right maths? Guys?
Thereabouts.
I'm pretty sure it's around that. I'm doing 15 times 5.
Yeah.
But let's say I save 70 to 90,000 dollars.
Yeah.
Where would be the best? Is it right? 75. Okay, 50 times 5 is 75. Come on, I'm not a maths
overestimated.
I know, right? But yeah, let's say what would be the best place to invest that money? I'm 21. I have 75,000 in the bank account. I'm feeling good. What do I do with this?
When you're starting young, it's your best tool.
Yeah.
That you can leverage off is compound interest, right? So just what you've done there with the 15,000 every year, and just rinse and repeating that for the next 20, 30 years.
Damn, you really?
But also like having obviously having that invested, but you wouldn't invest it in like a particular company of some sort. You'd want to invest in like an index fund or a managed fund, something like that. And you get consistent returns of, somewhere between 8 to 10%.
Yeah.
And do that every year until 30, 40, however long. But then obviously...
So what are these funds that you're talking about? Like, example? I'm trying to make people make money here, man.
I can't say names.
Okay, you can't say names.
It'd be like product advice.
Fair enough.
Get myself in trouble. But there's like Google index funds, managed funds, all these they're low cost funds. Just a great passive investment strategy. It doesn't involve you having to choose specific companies. It's more so just a pool of companies, and you'll have allocations to Australian shares, international shares, and it'll be hundreds of different companies. So you have some exposure to like the mining, banking stocks. You have some exposure to like tech stocks in the US and whatnot.
And you can see what's making money, by doing the research. Right?
And I've had one set up for I think the last 5 years or so, and it's just more so like a high interest savings bank account. Really, that's how I see it. I don't anticipate on withdrawing from it anytime soon. It's just a long-term saving strategy, and that's where it's not a high risk play for me. It's more so just a something that I contribute to weekly, monthly, whatever. To build wealth. And then the next level to that is your high risk plays, and that's when people talking about crypto, or they're talking about specific
those big boys.
Specific individual companies, but it's glorified gambling, man. Like I've got a few different shares, but it's not. I don't go out. There's only probably one person that I talk about it to, because I know he's not going to take my word as gospel and be like, yo, I just chucked $5 grand.
You have to do your own research, guys. Honestly, they always say this: do your own research.
But like me and him go back and forth, and he might mention a company. I was like, fuck it, let's just chuck some money on this and just see what happens. But I do it with being comfortable that if this was to go to zero tomorrow, then it is what it is. So we've had some good ones, some good wins, but
I mean, there's a lot of companies that this company is going to be making money. Like either way, you know, you're gonna make a profit, even though it's not a huge profit.
Yeah.
But you know, like I mean, those are the safest type of investments, you know?
Yeah. But then it's still like an individual company because there's lack of diversification there.
Yeah.
Whereas with the funds, the index funds or managed funds, you get just a whole pool of assets. So your money's not sucked into one. Sorry. Your money's not sucked into one specific asset, specific industry. You know? So rather than having your money in like one massive mining company in Australia,
so
you got it.
The index funds like diversify.
Yeah, all within it. So you don't need to do anything.
That's so good.
So you're just buying like one fund and it just gets split within it.
Sheesh.
So it's great. It's great. It's a great strategy. Especially
trying to make some money. That's a
for a long-term saving strategy.
Definitely. Oh, okay, so that's what a 21-year-old. That's what you would
100%. But then also
because you're not advising right now.
Yeah, I'm not advising. But also like at that young age, investing in yourself is also an investment, right?
True. Like as in like working hard, just trying to make as much money as you can.
Building on your skills.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the education route is one path.
Yeah.
You know, going through uni and whatnot.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting a trade is another one, but also just yourself as a human being. You know, your limiting beliefs, trying to build on that, and you know, putting some work in to try and, I guess, you know, become a higher performing individual.
Yeah.
So and then even like trial and error at that age, you got nothing to lose as well. You know what I mean? So there's something you're itching to try.
Honestly, I'm saying like people who like are scared to invest $1,000, but they can buy $800 shoes. Like,
bro, I'm glad.
Come on, guys. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Not even that, bro. Not even
that shoe's depreciating most likely, bro. You're gonna lose a little bit of money on those shoes.
It's like the I'm just gonna go off on a tangent, but like the investment property culture in Australia is crazy because first thing everyone does is like, you know, go to uni, get a degree, boom, finish uni, get a job, get a house, rent it out, blah blah. You find a partner, man. Get married, whatever, and then it's like, the fuck? Like, do you even know what investing is? Like, you're not willing to part ways with, you know, say $5,000, put it into some sort of investment, and yet you're willing to go to the bank, loan out $500,000, and then buy a property in somewhere in Perth on this single suburb, and then that's your investment strategy. Your first investment is going to be a $500,000 property. It's like, I don't think you understand the risk, but it's been so normalized in Australia that
I mean, it's not high risk. I mean, because it's a house. I mean, you know, it's a good investment.
No. I just think
there's other options.
Yeah, and I think people dive into it
too quickly,
a bit quicker than they should.
Too quickly. Yeah, you're right.
And like I even see like a number of clients now struggling because they all dived in during COVID.
Early.
During COVID, and then interest rates were like 1%. Now they're like 6-7. So mortgage repayments have literally like tripled for some of them. Now, it's crazy.
The amount of money you're actually paying the bank on interest rates. I mean, interest. As a whole, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's a lot. So just be careful, when you're jumping into like, I'm going to buy property. Yeah. I mean, if you're working a really good job, paying you really good money, for sure you can do it. But the average income in Australia, I think it's like 80-something thousand. You know.
Yeah,
so just be careful, guys. That was a very, very good conversation. I have another scenario actually. Let's say I'm a 35-year-old male. You know, I just moved out of my house, my parents' house. I just got married. I don't have a property yet or anything. But I just moved out. Well, I'm about to move actually.
With your partner?
Yeah, my partner. I have 200,000 saved up.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been saving wild. I'm like, when I move out, it's going to be good. But now I'm having doubts. Should I buy a house? Should I invest it somewhere else? What's happening? Like, what do I do, bro?
Again, it comes down to what they want. But what is common is that, especially when you're at that phase of your life, and you know, kids will probably be in the picture.
Yeah, for sure.
Most people want to buy
property,
a base for their family.
Yeah.
You know, I have clients now that done well, were single for a while, earning good money. Built this investment portfolio for themselves, but then, you know, got a partner, had a kid, and they were like, man, I can't be renting, I can't be doing this shit no more. I need to buy my family home, like my base, where it's going to be like my future home, my forever home. At that age,
downstage, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think in that circumstances, more often than not, clients are just going to buy a house. But that'll be their forever home. And then once they kind of settle in that, then they look at exploring other options. Whereas in my personal circumstances, I'm trying to do it the other way around to try and I guess, explore those opportunities before that stage
Before
comes.
that stage comes, yeah.
Because
That's true.
it's also
That's
quite
true.
difficult as well, right? Because once you have that mortgage in place, then it's unlikely that your partner will be working because
Yeah.
obviously like she might be a year off work or whatever.
Yeah.
Maternity leave.
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult to, be able to reallocate money to other risky opportunities, or like whether it be starting a business or something. You don't have that flexibility anymore. Your main priority is obviously serving for your family,
partner,
and
your family, your
and
kids,
then everything comes second to that. So
exactly, parents can come into it as well.
I think the beauty of your 20s is being able to have some fun and trying different things, and and then when that time comes, then you can kind of like take the foot off the pedal.
That's amazing, man. So do you think that financial planning as a whole is actually a beneficial thing?
Yeah, definitely. The industry has had its issues over the last couple of years, or over the last 5-7 years or whatever. But I think ultimately it's, if you're not doing anything for yourself at the moment, then it's like you may as well just go out and see a financial plan and get some sort of plan in place. I think a lot of like one thing that about financial planning that doesn't get spoken about as well is so we do insurance advice as well.
Okay.
So that's a massive one. So that's like your life, your disability insurance, income protection, trauma cover.
Yeah.
And I think anyone that has like a mortgage or some sort of debt in their name needs to be insured at least, because if something were to happen to you, and like no one anticipates something happens to them, but it's just
something could happen. Illness could happen, right?
Yeah.
Could get stuck in the hospital.
Exactly. And then, who are you going to rely on? Our parents aren't always going to have our backs. So
come on, man. Not the age of 40, man.
You know what I mean? They held us down for 18 years. And now it's kind of like spread our wings.
You go down yourself.
So it's just having, I think it's
having
just,
that backup.
Yeah, that safety net as well.
Safety net. And insurance is needed.
It's massive, and probably it's probably one of the most things I appreciate about financial planning, because when you have clients claim on it, it's fucking like changing their life, bro. Like we recently had a client, I think it's only like 40 years old or something like that, and he got diagnosed with some sort of cancer. And he got like $100,000 payout.
Really?
Wow. And then
part of the policy.
It's like as part of the diagnosis, right? So then now it's like off work for a bit. He's got a monthly payment coming in, and then it's chilling. Like he's not chilling. Like he's got diagnosed with cancer, but at least those financial concerns are out of the picture. You know what I mean? You can just focus on his health.
That's like one less thing to worry about, right?
Exactly. Yeah, especially when you're like the main breadwinner for your family. It's
actually something I learned now.
Kind of hurts the ego as well. You're not being able to provide. As a man.
Exactly. Your wife is like, doing all the hard work, and she has a lot of on her plate. You don't want that.
100%.
Yeah, that backup is definitely needed. Financial planning, very interesting, man. So what's the actual salary from a financial planner? So let's talk big. Let's talk money talk.
Right, it varies. It's all very dependent on where you work and where you are in your phase of your career. But I think for like a starter, you'd probably start, like if you finish uni, you'd probably start like in some sort of admin role, and then you might do that for a year. That might be like 60, 70. And then after that, you probably become an associate. So you're doing like the back end paperwork and processing for the advisor. You kind of like work beneath them. Kind of like a paralegal or something like that. I think
that's like 100 and a bit over.
Oh, it was probably like 75 or something like that.
Okay.
And then like a first year advisor, you'd probably be looking at like 80, 90. But there's like a depending on where you work, it might just be salary based, or it might be like salary and bonus as well.
True.
But it's quite expensive to be an advisor. With the amount of legal costs and compliance and insurance and all this jazz. So it actually takes a while to make your money back, especially to your employer, because they're hiring you and paying your salary, paying for your licensing fees and all that stuff. So they kind of have to make a return on that investment, right? So
so they won't pay that too much, that they're not making a profit.
Yeah, but also that's where like the bonus structure comes into place. It's like once you make your money back, then you can leverage off that and increase the amount that you earn. But it can be lucrative depending on where you work. And then the next step towards that would be, because financial planning industry is like dominated by small businesses, so there's a lot of capacity there to actually get your foot into like some partnership with the directors or getting some like a piece of the pie as well.
Yeah. Yes, as you said, like maybe getting some of the business.
Getting some equity, 100%.
Business, yeah.
And then, they're eventually going to retire, so you can transition into that and then take over and then, just rinse and repeat the same cycle.
Oh, wow. Very informative. Definitely didn't know about that. The backup net, the insurance.
Yeah. I think insurance is important. It's peace of mind as well.
Interesting.
Knowing that if anything, like I got my own insurances now, so it's like if I just drive out today, if
something happens to you,
know what I mean?
You actually have a backup.
Yeah, it's like, I'm good. I don't need my parents to send me money. I don't need to go on Centrelink or something like that. You know what I mean? So but I think people kind of come to that realization in their throughout their own journey, and it'll be something like someone at work got fucked up, and then
they're like,
and then
damn, I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah. Or they might have had insurance and been like I'm good, like I'm chilling, I'm just at home, like I'm getting paid, like I'll recover in 6 months anyways. I'll be back at work, but I'm not concerned at all. And then you might hear that and be like, fuck, I gotta get my shit sorted because that could happen to me. Yeah. And it's like people have car insurance and shit, and it's like,
what would you have?
Car? Like, what if you get hurt?
You're more important than your car.
Yeah.
Fair
so
enough,
I mean, people realize in their own time.
Yeah, they do. So you have your pages. Like, talk to us about your pages. You have your financial advising page.
Yeah, so Our Financial Journey. So I started that in 2018.
That's on Instagram, Our Financial Journey.
I haven't posted on there in like a while. So don't come at me, but I might eventually. It's just it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And I started that before I started working in financial planning. Just kind of do a bit of financial literacy. I noticed there was a lot of pages in the US as well that did a lot of that, but I didn't find there was anyone in Australia that was doing it well. Yeah. So that's when I kind of started that, and it was going good, man. Like I can't complain. Like I met a lot of people through that as well.
Still potential for it, you still got time.
100%. I can still leverage off it. It's just the time commitment's a bit difficult, but man, if anyone's willing to help out, by all means,
please reach out.
But nah,
more help the better.
That's been good, and a lot of opportunity has come from that as well, just from like the networking aspect as well. I've met a lot of people that kind of like-minded as well. Yeah. And then, like I was saying to you earlier, I did that, to teach the basics of financial literacy, and that was before I was working at FinWest, and then now, I'm doing tutoring at Curtin. Yeah. So
which is
and
very
I'm
impressive.
I'm teaching a personal finance unit.
Wow.
So that's literally teaching what I was teaching on that Instagram page. Yeah.
That's a dream for everyone.
Like if you tell me like in 2018 when I started that page that, in 5 years time
we'll get to that spot.
Out of university teaching what I'm, posting online now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe it, but it's fucking sick.
Damn, bro. Impressive, man. You do very well. Very well. With the book, man. So we have our most valued item that we normally tell guests to bring, something that's actually contributed to their journey, inspired them possibly to get to where they are right now. So what have you bought?
So Who Says You Can't, You Do by Daniel Chidiak.
Okay. Who Says You Can't, You Do.
Yes, Who Says You Can't, ? You Do. Mm-hmm. This was the first personal development book I read it'd be like 2014, 2015. A
while ago.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And it was like, changed. Like, I'll give you an example. It changed my mental, just my mentality on certain things. Like, Chapter 1, Self-Discovery, the knowledge to empower your life forever. Chapter 2, Energy, the fundamental force. Chapter 3, the system of achievement. Yeah. Chapter 4, steer your relationships. Chapter 5, create a healthy physical existence. Yeah. Chapter 6, awaken your mind, unchain your heart. Chapter 7, find fulfillment, a real success. And it's like a step-by-step book as well that gets you to do certain exercises before you proceed to the next chapter.
Damn.
And there's some like words of affirmations there that I've printed out and stuck on my mirror. And
it's like a whole mindset.
Yeah, bro. And then that was kind of like, whoa, like a bit of a shift for me. And then that's when I just went on a rampage. I was just buying personal development books. Yeah, bro.
Rampage.
Yeah. So,
damn, man. I might have to buy this myself, man.
By all means, yeah.
Who Says You Can't, You Do. That's amazing, man.
But
what are your favorite books anyway? Like I never actually asked that. Like top two.
That one and probably Think and Grow Rich.
Think
and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Oh, okay.
Napoleon Hill.
I think I saw that one on your page. Have these like really affected you? Like have they really inspired you?
They all have exercise. They all have lessons that you can take from them.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's one perfect book. I think every book has its value, and I don't think that, I think it'd be wrong of me to say that, look, I read 300, how many pages is this? 315 pages. I'm not going to remember every single thing in this page, but there will be like one or two things, key takeaways that I take from it and apply it to my life. And
that's why you highlight things, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah,
highlighting helps.
Yeah. Highlighting it, taking pictures or something like that, even just posting it on Instagram. And being able to take a few different learnings from different books. Yeah. And, you might buy a book and there's like 3 chapters that you're really focused on. And it's like, cool, I'll just focus on these. Yeah. You might come back to the other ones down the track. I don't think that you need to be reading a book from front to back.
No, you don't. Because you want to remember everything. I mean, and this is like a novel that you're really into. Like Harry Potter or something.
Even then, you probably just remember like the basis of the storyline.
Exactly. Not every single word that's said.
Yeah. Whereas back in the day, I used to think so. Like I used to think that I had to read a book from front to back. But then nowadays, I'm like, man, not really.
Key parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the conclusion to that, honestly, is that you can be taught information, like at university, you can be, you can graduate in a degree, but it's really about implementing that in real life. And I think that's what you're doing at the moment. You're implementing your skills, like with your side business, Sunset, with your financial planning. You have a cleaning business as well that you're currently CEO,
so it's mine. Probably still do around like 70% of the work.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my hands dirty as well.
Yeah.
That's been another journey in itself.
Yeah.
Quite a good journey because it's on my own. Yeah. So I'm learning a lot about myself, getting myself out of the comfort zone.
Yeah. It's very important.
Yeah. I started that in, I think 2018 as well. Yeah. But I didn't pay any attention until like the last year. It was like since like August last year. Before then, I probably had like 3 or 4 clients. And they were just like, it was basic, bro. It was making like 10 grand a year. It was fuck all.
10 grand a year.
I was like turning over 10 grand.
I thought you said 10 grand like a month or something like that.
Nah. Well, that's kind of where we're heading now. Like the last year, kind of made a decision. It's like, all right, just like, throw this in the bin or just give it a good crack. Yeah. And then that's when I started just like reinvesting a lot of the money back into the business.
Yeah.
I bought out a few other like cleaning contracts from other businesses that were kind of winding up. Yeah. And that kind of just 10x the growth. Yeah. Over the last year. So now it's at the point where I'm just like, all right, it's making actually quite decent money. Yeah.
Sheesh, okay.
Yeah. So, but that in itself is like, I've learned a lot about like, the way I handle money as well. Yeah. Separating myself from, creating a bit of a gap between me and the money that business earns, and just treating it as that business's money, and then using that to reinvest in the business and build on that. Yep.
That's how it grows.
Yeah, bro, 100%. And I think last year July, I bought the first contract. I think it was like $1,000 or something like that. Yeah. And I was quite hesitant because it's just like goodwill. It's not written paperwork. It's just verbal. It's just like, hey, this is the cleaner. You take over now. Yeah. Boom. Introduce it to the client. They're happy. Cool. Happy days.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's clean.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
As long as you have it could be like 3 weeks later and they were like, oh, we're not happy with you. Get someone else, and then you lose your money, right?
True. That's true.
But that $1,000 one worked good for me. Yeah. I was like, fuck it, let's do it again.
They're happy.
Yeah. And I was like, bought another one, I think for like 2.5. That worked out well. Yeah. Bought another one for 5. That worked out well. And then I had a few just organic growth clients through like word of mouth and stuff. Yeah.
And so now, look at that. Like you're legit buying contracts for such not a lot of money,
It's like
minimal
like
amounts
6
of money,
months or whatever the revenue is.
But like the revenue of that is pretty good, right?
Yeah, 100%. So it probably takes it around 6 months to make money back, depending on the contract, 4 to 6 months.
And that could stay longer.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the leverage is, right? Yeah. Because they might be, because like the beauty of like, because it's just commercial clients, right? So a lot of them are long-term leases, or they might own the property themselves, so they might be there for the next 30 years. And it's like,
you're the cleaner for the next 30 years.
Bro, cleaning is like the last thing on their priority list. If you do the job and just tick the box, they're not going to look elsewhere, bro. They're happy.
They don't care.
But always continuously looking at different ways to provide value to them as well. Just to kind of give that additional level of service that another cleaner can't provide. Yeah. Just so that,
a bit different. Maybe you should hop on TikTok, like.
Yeah, hop on TikTok.
Do that TikTok scene, a bit of sensory soothing.
Get a bit of leverage there. Yeah. Do some promo for them on TikTok.
Bro, those TikTok videos are pretty good, man.
It's insane.
They make you calm.
It's insane. I think
cleaning
any
the desk,
business, if you have
the
amazing
stovetop,
content,
cleaning this.
yeah,
And,
I think
we
if
like
you
clean
have-
stuff.
I think if you have amazing content, then you can sell whatever you want, bro.
Definitely.
Especially nowadays on TikTok, it's crazy.
Oh,
the reach is insane.
The reach is wild, man. Millions of people,
Yeah.
like,
and people
people
just,
could dream about this in the 60s and 50s.
People
man.
just
like,
say your views and be
what?
like, how do I book you in? It's like, fuck, you don't even know me.
Literally, man. Literally.
Yeah. Nah, I think that'll be the long-term plan. Try and get on there. Yeah.
Do you need help with that? Do you need people to help you out? Like, what do you need, man?
I'm looking at your boy.
Nah, you can't take him. Sorry, bro. Nah. He's on a contract. Nah, definitely. We're here to help you out. You know, it's most valued. We want you to succeed. We want everyone that comes here to succeed. That's the main aim. You know, creating excellence.
That's dope.
Yeah, but hey, when's the next sunset event, man? To finish off, when's the next?
Go in Melbourne next week.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. And then come back November 19 in Market Grounds.
Yeah. Hey, whole most valued team. We're there, right? We're there, right? Yes, sir.
Pull up.
It's gonna be a good one, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, you're such an ambitious person, so we love that, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you for coming on to Most Valued.
Pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Another episode done and dusted.
Nah, it's so good.
I know a lot of people definitely learned a lot from this. I did as well.
Yeah,
especially the index funds. I'm gonna say that out, man. I'm trying to make some passive. It is passive, isn't it? Yeah, it's passive income.
It's
I guess.
passive.
Yeah, you know, working for it. Are you? Hey, you wanna put your socials out, man? What's happening, bro? Subscribe, follow on Instagram.
Yeah. What's my username? Brhane Mesfin.
Yeah.
I think it's like MESF.
Yep.
BR08. That's my app.
Follow his app. Get in touch if you need anything done with the cleaning business, with financial advising. People are making good money in Australia, you know.
I'm heavy on LinkedIn as well.
LinkedIn, yes, that's a professional spot as well. Yeah, people can touch base with you. That's cool. But yeah, guys, we're done for another episode. Make sure you tune in to the next episode. Share. Yeah, I already said it. I said everything, man. Show us some love, guys. And I'll see you guys soon. Cool.